Joe from Black Box Silver and Bronze, and I got a stack of 10 comic books here for Alan the Comic Collector Geek's Friday Challenge. 10 instant classic covers. Let's go. All right, comic addicts, let's take a look at my top 10 instant classic comic covers. And what I was thinking, what was going through my mind for instant classic covers are comics that I would have picked up right off the newsstand just because of the cover. I wasn't necessarily reading the story. I saw that cover and it grabbed me, and I would have wanted to read that. So I have one modern one that I did buy right off of the rack because of that. And then the rest of them, these are older ones that are just classic covers that if I was buying them, if I was going into the store and seeing that, it would have grabbed me. So the first one, number 10, is Avengers number 684. Oh, I remember picking this one up here in the local comic shop, and I wasn't reading the Avengers run. I was actually getting sick and tired of how Marvel kept starting every series over again, number one, always relaunching. I wasn't really buying some new stuff, but I saw this on the rack and I said, I really like that cover and I want to grab that. So this is from May of 2018, just a couple of years ago. And it turned out that this is the first appearance of the Immortal Hulk and then his series, which was fantastic. I love that series. Started right after that. Okay, number 9. This is a classic cover. I've shown it before, and I still think that this is just the definition of an instant classic cover. And this is Batman number 497 from July of 1993. The Breaking of the Bat, classic cover where Bane is breaking Batman's back, snapping it in the Batcave. And this came in a couple of different variants. Most of them had this black, half the cover was covered with this black outer page, which I think was silly because that is just a great image there to focus on. And so that's Batman number 497 from July of 1993. That's my number 9. Okay, number 8 is a SpiderMan book. And I am a big fan of SpiderMan. I have a very thorough run of the first series of SpiderMan. And there are just cover after cover in there that are classic. But this one from December of 1967 by John Romita is one that I think is just an instant classic. This cover with Spider-Man reflected in Doc Ock's glasses is just really very creative and quite cool. And you see this, I don't know who did it first, but you see this in other series where there's reflections in the goggles or the helmet or the glasses of a character. You saw this even in Amazing Spider-Man number 427 was basically an homage to this cover. But for me, this is one of the classic Spider-Man covers. I really like it. That's why I have a slab copy of it. Okay, number 7, more Marvel. Sgt Fury, number 13 from December of 1964. That is a classic cover there that if you saw that, you would want to snap that up. That's a Jack Kirby cover. And what's cool about this comic is this is the first time where Sgt Fury and Captain America meet. And, you know, it had to happen. They're both fighting in World War II. So there should have been some time when their paths crossed. And this was it. So the composition of this cover has the classic giant figure by Kirby jumping right at you, leaping right out of the page at you, which just makes it very thrilling and exciting and full of movement. And then the color combinations, the red, white, and blue on the yellow sky background and that red banner across the top make this a really eye-popping comic book. So That's another classic cover there. Sgt Fury number 13 at number 7. Okay, number 6. This is one of my greatest buys. This is Wonder Woman number 184. And I remember getting this years ago before the comic boom. I paid $2.50 for this at a comic store in Rhode Island, and it's near Mint. And this is Adam Hughes, and this is from October of 2002. And this is one that I didn't know anything about. I was just flipping through the bins and I saw it and I was like, that is a classic cover. I want to add that to my PC. And it's a great image of the modern Wonder Woman meeting up with the Golden Age Wonder Woman there. The Nazis on the bottom, the composition, the faded colors, the way they made it look like, an old Wonder Woman comic. This one is terrific. Wonder Woman number 184. Okay, top 5. What's coming in at number 5? Some more Jack Kirby. This one is Commandy number 1. And I definitely would have bought this off the rack if I was buying comics in November of 1972. This is a stunning cover image of showing New York, the Statue of Liberty, a dystopic future, and very reminiscent of the Planet of the Apes movie.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Where Charlton Heston's riding the horses at the end, and he's riding along the beachfront. He goes around the corner and he sees the Statue of Liberty sticking out of the ground and realizes he's not on the Planet of the Apes. He's on Earth in the future. And the colors, the composition, the tie-in really to that dystopian future, like the Planet of the Apes, would make this a real eye grabber off of the rack. Okay, number 4. The first issue of Thor in his own title, Thor number 126 from March of 1966. And it's another Jack Kirby cover. And this is just an iconic cover with Thor and Hercules battling, two gods battling, and they take up so much of the cover, the size of them on the cover, the throwdown, the innocent bystanders. This is a classic cover that has been reproduced numerous times in homage in like Thor 338, Thor 413, Thor 429, I think that was one, Thor 458, and Thunderstrike number 10. None as good as this. This original by Jack Kirby is the best, and what a great way to start off the run of the mighty Thor. All right, number 3, Doctor Strange, number 169. Another great cover that if you saw this, you would want to grab it and pick it off the rack and find out what's going on in here. This is Doctor Strange in his first title, and this retells the origin of Doctor Strange. It's from June of 1968, and it's just a great, great cover. If you think about the first appearance of Doctor Strange in Strange Tales, and then you compare it to this is the cover you would have wanted to be on Strange Tales. This is a great first appearance cover, and it should have been. This is just a terrific cover, definitely a classic. All right, top 2. At number 2, Xmen number 101, Dave Cockrum cover from October of 1976. And if you think of X-Men covers, for a lot of people, this one will immediately come to mind. And it's a great key, right? The first appearance of the Phoenix, but even with or without that, this is just a striking cover with the greens, the reds, the yellows, the blues, all tied together. And this has been homaged several times as well.
Are you ready?
Okay, so number 1, what's my number 1? All right, this comic book is one of my favorite comic covers.
Are you ready?
And if I was a child seeing this on the rack in March of 1963, I definitely would have wanted to pull it off the rack. It's another Jack Kirby cover.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And this is Fantastic Four number 12, which is the first meeting of the Hulk and the Thing. So if you think about this, look at this cover, the composition where the Fantastic Four is in that tunnel, and unsuspectingly, they're coming up on this junction where the Hulk is in another tunnel. And who's about to meet there? At that time, two of the biggest powerhouses in the Marvel universe, Ben Grimm, the Thing, and Bruce Banner, the Hulk. And what child wouldn't have wanted to see that crossover, see that battle between the Thing and the Hulk? I mean, if you're reading these comics in the early Silver Age, and these Marvel comics are coming out, and you know the Marvel universe has not really been completely established yet about how strong these guys are, but you both know these are super strong characters, right? We all know now Hulk's the strongest one there is. The madder he gets, the stronger he gets. But in the beginning, these guys they probably could have been expected to throw down with each other in a pretty close battle. And even today, sometimes their battles are pretty close because while the Hulk has the rage and the strength, the Thing has the brain that can sometimes outsmart him. But when I look at this cover, this is one I've always wanted to have in my collection. I finally did. It's got a little bit of an issue down here, but I'm just so happy to have it. The gray caves so that the colors of the other characters just pop out. The suspense that's about to happening. Oh man, this is a classic cover, and that's why it's my number one. I love this cover. So Comic Addicts, that's my top 10 instant classic covers. What do you think? Would you put those on the list? What would you put on the list? Would you move them around? What do you think of those choices? I think they're all pretty solid choices, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.